Jennifer. Hey, this is an unscheduled live. Okay, unscheduled. Alright. See, there's barbarians out there of all shapes and sizes, apparently. Wow, this notification set went out quick. All kinds of people showed up right away. Yeah, you guys probably heard that story today, the Amber Alert. You may not have even, because it didn't stay out very long. A kid that was, I think they put it out even, maybe it was yesterday at some point, for that kid named, little baby 2-year-old named Jordan. Did you see that? This is going to be a relatively short one now, okay? Maybe like 35 minutes. I don't even know if it'll be that long. I just want to get this out. And also, I was going to say that the episodes of the Cheryl... I said Cheryl again, didn't I? the Crystal... God, now my brain isn't even working because I'm thinking of something else. The other case that we're working on, right? Those episodes aren't even out yet. I mean, they've been out, but they're not on demand. I was really frustrated with that. Right? I mean, they're actually, I think the 7th, 8th, and 9th replay those again. Yep, see, I said actually again. That's just one of my words I've decided. All right, so none of us got to do the homework unless you had a... No, they're not on there. I went there. I went to oxygen.com and they're not there. You can't play them. I even got the app. I went there online, signed up through my subscriber. Now, if you have some secret way that nobody knows about, let me know. But I couldn't find them. Yeah, I'm going to probably come back on at 9 to go back over the... let's hold on a second. Trying to look at something here real quick. Hold on. Yeah. Right, so Crystal Rogers, I'll come back on later to discuss that. But this one right now is about, did you guys hear about that child named Jordan? Hold on, Jordan, what the hell is it? Belliveau, I don't know how to pronounce it really well. But somebody sent me on YouTube, they sent me a message. Well, I guess it was just a regular comment. And I'm going to show that to you. Look at it.
I'd like to introduce the team of professionals before you. This is Largo Chief Jeff Understaff.
Okay. See, look at what the person wrote right here. This is like 3 hours ago, or two, maybe, well, about 3 hours ago now. Please look into the little boy from Florida that has been missing since Saturday. His mother was walking at 9:30 p.m. and got into a car with a stranger named Antoine, and there was supposedly an altercation. She got knocked out, woke up in a park 4 hours later, supposedly, and the toddler was gone. There is supposed to be footage of her in the park. There are reports that blood and bloody clothes have been found in the mother's apartment, and the sketch of Antoine looks identical to her. Yeah, exactly. They are comparing it to Casey Anthony in the news. This is a perfect case for you. I think you have video of... you know what's funny? I didn't even actually read this second part. I immediately just read this first part and typed in, that story sounds fishy. Sounds like a cover-up of something happening to her child, but I admit I don't know the case. And then I said, who gets into a car with a stranger with a small child? Of course, It's a stranger, so she can't ID the person. Why would the stranger take the kid? Yeah, and it turns out that later on, the mother was arrested for first-degree murder. Okay? See, that's what I'm trying to say, is like when you just look at things logically, when you read something like that, and of course it's some guy named Antoine, and in these pictures, and it is hilarious, the sketch of the person looks just like the mother right here. Okay, I don't know what she did to the kid, but they found blood in her apartment, and it was the kids. But first, there was a big charade, Amber Alert. She was like, "Oh, I got hit in the head, and I got knocked out exactly during the time where you would know where your kid was." See, it was already fishy right from the beginning. Absolute joke. All right, it's embarrassing. I mean, people just, I don't know, monsters everywhere. So let me actually have the place here. So the mother, I guess, was found. She probably pounded herself in the face a few times and then threw herself on the ground in this park and was like, "Oh, I was thrown out here. I don't remember anything. I do remember, though, that the guy looked exactly like me. That's for dang sure." Here, let's look at how the story started.
A 2-year-old boy has now been missing.
Look at this drawing right here. You see that?
Man in this sketch behind us kidnapped him.
There's been an Amber Alert out for 2-year-old Jordan Belliveau
crazy.
since this weekend. ABC Action
Looks just like the mom.
Adam Weiner is live at the family's Largo home. Adam, understandably, the family is just desperate for any kind of answers.
And right now,
so I'm going to show you the order of these videos as they came out. I can't even believe the police took it seriously for 5 seconds. It's a joke.
We're told by Largo Police that upwards of 40 tips have come into the Largo Police Department since that Amber Alert was issued this weekend for Jordan. And we now have a new sketch of a possible suspect just provided to us by police. The boy's mother telling police this man went by the name Antoine. She says he offered her a ride Saturday night, but then he knocked her
there's Patricia. I haven't seen you in a while.
Stole Jordan. Last night, the boy's family helped search a local park looking for clues and asking the community for help.
Oh, I bet.
He's happy, he's playful, he runs around. He's always blowing kisses.
So that's the mother of the woman
cookie,
arrested for first-degree murder.
And we just want him home.
Police now asking people in Largo to check their home security cameras to see if maybe they can see something. Another place that Largo police are looking for clues over the weekend was inside the family's own apartment building here in Largo. They found something that caught their attention. I'll explain a little bit more about what it is and why they took it in for evidence.
Okay.
Top story at 5:30. Police want you to be on the lookout
for
a man in this.
Like if you literally, that looks just like. Go look at the image I used for the video.
An Amber Alert
looks
is
exactly
out
the
for
same.
2-year-old Jordan Belliveau. It's now going into its 3rd day. ABC Action News reporter Adam Weiner is live at the family's
When she
home.
described
Adam,
the person,
police
she was thinking of herself in a mirror.
Any idea what they were looking for or what they found?
Well, they found something that really caught their attention. They found bloody items inside the family's house. Now, they're not saying exactly what they found this blood on, and they're not saying that this blood for sure belongs to Jordan. It is something, though, that caught
So they
their
must have been
attention
on her pretty quick, I guess.
As they put some of those items into evidence bags and collected them as evidence from the family's home. But police are not calling Jordan's mom a person of interest, and they do say she is cooperating with police, helping to develop that sketch of the possible suspect. It's the man who Jordan's mom says attacked her and possibly kidnapped her son. Jordan's grandmother says the family is trying to stay positive, she tells us, hoping, of course, that Jordan comes home safely soon.
Devastation, complete devastation. Our family's hurting, and we want them back.
Yeah, look at this. All this ruse. Ooh, a 2010 Camry. Had a white grille, dark tinted window. It was all cliche crap, right? It's always a Camry.
Driving a white Toyota Camry.
What a joke.
It is the vehicle that Jordan's mom says she got into to get a ride. It sounds like you guys had some tips because of the Amber Alert that went out. Can you talk about the nature of some of the...
There wasn't a car. It's bullshit.
Unfortunately,
the whole thing.
Our description of our suspected offender and even the sketch that we released yesterday has not necessarily produced any tips of really any specific nature. We do get a lot of tips of maybe this vehicle and maybe somebody that kind of matches the description, somebody named Antoine. Although we appreciate the tips, we're still hoping for that one, as I said yesterday, that one big break that's going to give us that step forward. We just haven't received that tip yet.
Are you talking to me, Asphalt?
I do want to thank the public that since our press release at 4 o'clock yesterday, we have our number of tips have gone up significantly. I think over into the 60 to 70 tips, which is almost double in less than 24 hours. So
there's a lot of social media chatter about families saying that this what may have happened, that suspecting the worst happened, and the relative may have done this with the boy. Have any of those leads panned out? Any of those tips panned out to something good?
No, nothing's panned out. Blessedly, we don't want it to be found. But again, like I said yesterday, we're going to use our due diligence in order to find Jordan. As of right now, we have what is standard in cases like this. We have a dual-pronged investigation going. We have an investigation that is looking at everything that is being given to us, everything that's being reported to us, checking the validity of all those statements, the validity of the evidence we're finding, and then we're going on the other side too of where we're coordinating search efforts.
I just like to play this so you can see
enough resources
all the bullshit that went on.
All our concerns today.
But as soon as I heard it, I thought, oh, this is bogus.
In and about, again, the Belcher and East Bay area.
Maybe I'm becoming psychic. I don't know.
In that area, they're going to
know.
continue to search wooded areas and other buildings, I guess, and back of buildings. Also, we're currently pulling all trash.
Look how the mom looks just like the drawing
we can
over
find
here.
in the area. Again, just to make sure that something didn't get thrown in there.
Have you seen anything since yesterday that's called into question any part of the mother's story about how this all unfolded?
Nothing's changed in terms of how we're investigating this case.
Will she be undergoing a polygraph test?
Well, yeah, I am annoyed about it because it was
done that. We haven't asked her to do one.
She set up the whole damn thing.
I have no idea
Oh, look, I got kidnapped. I was hit in the head. Oh, yeah.
Truthful with investigators?
I feel that she has answered all our questions.
It is kind of like
so
Casey
that we can
Anthony.
Continue our investigation.
And what does the department make about the
probably more psycho. Probably psycho.
Apartment complex? Do you make anything?
That's my name isn't Grey, it's AY.
Let me clarify that.
You had it right the first time.
Because I believe I confirmed that bloody items were found. I don't know anything about clothes. So if I misspoke, I don't know anything about clothes. I know bloody items were found. One thing we do know, as we talked about in the initial press release, there was an injury that we talk about, a scar or scrape. He did have an injury. So, and that injury did result in him getting butterfly stitches at a local hospital. So the blood and things in the home don't necessarily, as I tried to impart yesterday, don't necessarily tie to this investigation. But again, like we said, we don't want to ever have to go back. So we're going to collect everything that we can get.
What was the cause of that injury?
I think he just fell.
Why was that?
I don't know. I can find out.
Coming tonight, I'd like to introduce the team of professionals before you. This is Largo Chief Jeff Understat, FDLE.
First this morning at 9, the search is on right now for this 2-year-old that you see right here behind me, the subject of an Amber Alert. This is entering its 3rd day. Our Largo family is desperate to find little Jordan Belliveau. They say he was kidnapped.
And this behind me is the new sketch of his possible kidnapper. ABC Action News reporter Adam Weiner.
You know, the police probably put out that sketch,
Adam, any
sort of
leads so far
goofing around, mocking the mother, because
no confirmed reports,
they already
no
knew
confirmed
she was the
eyewitness
person.
reports, I should say, of Jordan, despite that Amber Alert that went out over the weekend. But police, as we've seen, not waiting for the phone to ring.
There's a second. Yeah.
They are actively searching for Jordan. In fact, just about an hour ago, we saw some police officers going through dumpsters just across the street.
Man, how would you like to be
from
those
where
guys?
the family lives. They are looking
come
for
across
any
that
clues
kind
of
of
Jordan They are also on the lookout for this man who may go by the name Antoine. The boy's mom says Antoine attacked her Saturday night, knocking her unconscious and possibly kidnapping Jordan. Now his family is telling us they are trying to stay positive during this difficult time.
Sorry, Jim.
He's happy, he's playful, he runs around, he's always blowing kisses to somebody. And if you have a cookie, he wants to be your best friend. And we just want him home.
The Florida Department of Law Enforcement has canceled the Amber Alert for Jordan Belliveau. Jordan has been found in a wooded area behind me. We have no further statement at this time. We will have a press briefer.
Yeah, I actually found the spot, and yes, I said actually again. Right here. Now I was able to determine exactly. Actually, when I put the pin there originally, I just put it right there, and really only had to move it over a couple feet there. If you put the street view right here and go about right there, let's see, about right there, zoom in, right there. You can't see it yet. I'll slide it over. Right there, so I'm on street view right here, right? And I'm going to zoom in. Okay, right there. So if I take that image, at least I caught myself quick that time. And look, here is crime scene tape, right? So here's one tree, two tree, and then look at this shape right up here, the little diamond in that tree. Look at this. Right there. And it's just a little different angle, but that's one tree, two tree, then the diamond up in the tree right there, and that's right, these two trees right there. So, you know, if I can't get the exact angle, but it's right there. Because it skips forward too far. It's somewhere, it's probably like right there, but if I go forward, I shoot by too quick. But it's right there, and that means that the body was found in that clump of woods right there, and that would be right here. Let's see. Let me make sure. Hold on a second. Okay, so you got this. So there's I think it's actually a little bit in between those. So this is off a little bit. Should be more like this. I think. Pretty sure, because there's 1, 2, 2, and then that tree. So there you have it. That's where. God, it's just so crazy. Such an open spot too. And then she claimed she was dumped in this park over here and just woke up with a big headache. Of course, you missed all the time that apparently the, quote, kidnapper that you invented took your child, right? That way you don't have to remember anything. You can just say, oh, I don't remember anything. It's insanity.
At the Largo Police Department at 8:45 this evening. Thank you.
First this morning at 9, the search is on right now for this 2-year-old that you see right here behind me. The subject of an Amber Alert. This is entering its 3rd day.
Just a second.
First this morning at 9.
The Florida Department of Law Enforcement has canceled the...
Thank you for coming tonight. I'd like to introduce the team of professionals before you. This is Largo Chief Jeff Understat, FDLE Special Agent in Charge Mark Brutnell, FDLE Special Agent Supervisor Jay Scanlon, Largo Police Major Brad Seal, Largo Police Lieutenant Tim Block, Detective Sergeant Keith Barton, Major Steven Slaughter, and we also have our city manager in the room, Henry Schubert, and I'd like to turn it over to the chief.
Yeah, Largo, Florida.
Thank you all for
says it right
tonight.
there on the screen.
Can't hear, I'm sorry. Thank you. No worries. Thank you all for coming out tonight. As you can imagine, this is an extremely emotional and difficult time for us. It's with a heavy heart that I'm here tonight to let you all know that 2-year-old Jordan Belliveau was found deceased late this afternoon in the area of Lake Avenue and McMullen Road. The Largo Police Department has been a member of the Florida Department of Law Enforcement Child Abduction Response Team, acronym CART, since 2014. Over the years, our agency has deployed our resources throughout CART, hoping to never utilize their services in our city. Well, it happened in our city this weekend. We called CART and reached out to FDLE for their assistance. Mark and his team of professionals were quick to respond, provided a pool of pre-identified professionals from multiple agencies who rapidly deployed to assist Largos with all aspects of this investigation. The following agencies assisted the Largo Police Department in this long endeavor. We have the Florida Department of Law Enforcement, Pinellas County Sheriff's Office, St. Petersburg Police Department, Clearwater Police Department, Treasure Island Police Department, Pasco Sheriff's K-9, Sarasota K-9 Search and Rescue, Largo Police Department of Public Works. As you can see, this is a job that took a lot of resources and a lot of teamwork, and I'm very appreciative of everybody who stepped up to help with this case. Finally, I'd like to thank the citizens of Largo and those that responded with valuable information and tips that also helped this case come to a close. Without them, extra ears and eyes out there, I don't think this would have.
Yeah, race has nothing to do with it. It's just another barbarian
as fast as it has.
parent who killed the kid.
As a result of this team's efforts, I'm proud to announce the arrest of Charisse Stinson, black female, 4/9/1997, for the charge of first-degree murder in the death of her son. And with that, I'd like to offer Mark a moment.
Thank you, Chief. I'd just like to echo the Chief's comments. This was a complete team effort.
Who cares about the team effort?
The,
you know,
team did not
like
get the
nobody
results
just
that desired. And,
see what happened. Nobody cares that you had a good team effort. You know, really.
Thank you very much for coming out tonight. That's all the information that we are able to disseminate tonight.
That guy looks so
I'll send out a
familiar
media
to me,
alert
this
tomorrow,
guy.
and we'll schedule a press briefing with further details. This is still very much an active homicide investigation, and that is all we're going to be able to
Did you hear what
release
Gray
tonight.
said?
Thank you.
The officer looked familiar to him.
Yeah,
Ooh.
it's this evening she's being arrested this evening, yes.
Can you tell us what the charge is at this point?
The first-degree murder, as we've said.
What was her reaction when you arrested her?
I can't go into any of that information right now. We're still in the middle of this investigation, so that's all we're going to give tonight. Thank you very much. No.
The Florida Department of Law Enforcement has canceled the Amber Alert
Yeah, I think that
for Jordan
was it.
Belliveau.
Well, it's all the updates on there. But there's the lady right there, the barbarian mom. Looks like he, even in that picture, looks like maybe he has that little scar they were talking about under his chin right there. Yeah, it's not it's not the same smoothness of the shadow. It actually sticks out a little bit right there. Interesting. God, I mean, it's just so wild. What I originally thought was that the story sounded so crazy that I thought she probably killed the child accidentally, then discarded the body, then concocted a wacky cover-up. You know, a la, you know, the Tot Mom. Remember her? Who was that? Jeez. All of a sudden, I can't remember her name. I just said her name 5 minutes ago, but now it's not popping into my head. I told you. Yeah, well, it's similar to that, except I think since they charge her with first-degree murder, yeah, Casey Anthony. Since they charge her with first-degree murder, then they must have had something else to go by, right? Or maybe it was all the planning makes them believe it was first degree at this point, but later if she comes clean, we'll have a story that sounds like an accident. Although if it includes beating, it's not an accident. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how much blood there was in the house. They didn't say. Yeah, maybe she needs Baez, right? Who knows? This case will probably just go away pretty quick, though. It doesn't have the media. Since there's already an arrest, there wasn't a lot of time to build up the momentum. You know, there'll be a couple of stories tomorrow, and maybe a few for a little bit talking about why, maybe, and then it'll fade quietly into that good night. Well, they report on barbarians, just ones that are that they want to report on, you know. Oh, by the way, just to let you guys know, the Chicago Tribune, they were talking to Chasing Truth, and then she had them call me because it was about the Kenneka Jenkins case, and I talked to that guy for like 40 minutes. And he might use a couple quotes for the Kenneka Jenkins 1-year anniversary. Mine are just going to be that people, they were so invested emotionally early on that even when facts came out, they couldn't switch their minds to the truth, and it created the insanity. Okay. And there was another quote too. But I mean, he has a lot more to work with. I did say that I think that I don't know if it was it's hard to say. I know that like in the African American community, there's a distrust for police, and a lot of times it's for good reason. I've actually seen those cases and agree that there's some crazy ones, but there's also ones that aren't what they're claimed to be, but there's those crazy ones. So I think there's like a distrust for authority like that, and that it's like more likely that a conspiracy will be believed, something like that. All right. So that's kind of where I am with that. I don't think that'll be in the story, but I think that is an actual thing. And I've had conversations asking that question, and that's an answer that I've gotten. Right, yeah, maybe it's a disrespect, whatever you want to call it. You know, but it's a disrespect based on things, you know, a history. You know, I would say very little of it now is actual real things. When you actually look into these things, like there was that shooting the other day, and the guy was pulling a gun out in slow-mo. You could see it. But right away, it's, oh my God, they just shot him in cold blood. Look at, he was just... And it's not like that, okay? It was actually the guy pulling a gun out. Yeah. Who wants the life insurance money? Hey, thank you, Tiva. Looks like that one might be going to the drone fund through PayPal. Yeah! You! Yeah, so it's interesting. I'll see how it goes. I told him you might not want to use mine. Hey, Marie, right there. You should come on later because we're in the Crystal Rogers case. I almost said Cheryl again. We're going to have on 2 interrogation videos, and then why don't you come on and you can just sit there and say what you see. How about that? Does that sound good? I don't know if you're there, but yeah, I told the reporter, I told him, hey, listen, you might not want to use my name because you'll immediately lose credibility. People will go, oh, that Gray, the PSYOPs? Yeah, well, he was the 911 operator. That's what that idiot Rob, or whatever the hell his name is on YouTube, that's what he's telling people, that I was the 911 operator. and I was directing people around in the hotel. Can you believe that crap? I mean, these people are lunatics. They're one French fry away from a Happy Meal, I guess. I mean, they're just like literally insane people. Nope, no updates on the Delphi case. Yeah, there was a 911 operator. You want to come on, though, later, Marie? I don't know if you answered that above. Things are shooting by so fast. Let's see. Maybe like 9 o'clock. We can do it right off the get-go, too, if you want. 9 o'clock my time. So, in an hour and 30 minutes. I don't have an update on Shania. It's only at the ends. There's a single N in the middle and 2 N's at the end, but there isn't an update on that case unless you want to talk about 4 glowing orbs over flowers at the house. All right. So maybe when I come on, you can come on first. We'll go over it. We'll set it up for a second, and then you can call in. What does that mean? Can you email it to Gray Joyride or send it to Facebook page? Oh, hey, look at that. Look at that. Breathe Nick. Just subscribe with the Billie Jean Moonwalk. For the Crystal Rogers case. It's the one that's on oxygen right now. But I haven't been able to watch any of the... I watched episode 1 when it came out, but it's lame. My demand on Comcast or Xfinity, whatever, just tells you when the next ones are going to be played. So it's the 7th, 8th, and 9th. I don't think they're on demand yet. Yeah. Yeah, I saw her on... That's... Hey, look at that. Look at that. Bowl 2014. Yeah, Danielle Helen did one on it. That's why I watched the Oxygen show, because she mentioned it. I usually don't watch her entire videos. I just watch part of it, because I got to get doing something. But I did hear her mention, go check out Oxygen. So I watched the first episode. It was awesome. I'm kind of surprised that my brain forgot about it, and I went and did something else. Other people have sent me emails and so forth about it, and I've been so immersed in the Molly Tibbetts and Watts and some other cases, mainly those two though, but I absolutely forgot about it. What's the name of it? It's Crystal I don't know. Maybe the disappearance of Crystal Rogers, something like that. Just type in Crystal Rogers Oxygen. You'll find it. Yes, pound that like button. Pound the hell out of it. That's my bot right there. Yeah, cool. I wish I could have seen all 4 of them. I know, the first one was amazing. I couldn't believe it. Just as an aside, it kind of makes you wonder, the officer that was killed, he had a friend. I mean, not a friend. The officer that was killed, didn't he work with the brother of Crystal's boyfriend? And what's interesting is the hunting accident and the ambush seem to be sort of similar, both ambushes, where you're sort of waiting for somebody to show up, then you do something. See, I find that interesting. Yeah, and I found a location on the road And then Vic did some research too. He found some drone footage that had kind of shows you where in the field exactly. It's only about 100, like 60 yards from the trees, it looks like. Of course, he sent it to me in a PDF file with the arrows and everything. Yeah. I just found, when I did it, I just saw this, there was a sign on the road, and that's where the camera guy stopped and filmed through the trees, and then it looked like he was shooting right at this other clump of trees. So that's what I assumed. But I was only off by about probably 60 feet from my pin last night, where I just threw it into the wind, basically, as Vic would say. I just sort of went, phew, just put it on the screen where it cut, because it sort of looked like the background, and it was only about 60 feet away, probably. Yeah. Well, anyways, this is a tragic case right here. It looks like Charisse Stinson, the barbarian mother, killed her son and then tried to stage it as some wild fantasy kidnapping where, wow, the guy punched her in the face. She probably, you know what's weird is her face probably was all whacked out, right? So she probably took like a brick or something and smashed herself in the face with it a few times. Yeah, Kentucky windage. Yeah, I don't know what that actually means, but yeah. Yeah. So she probably hit herself in the face with a brick a few times to make it look like she was punched, or even punched herself, right? Just bang, you know. And then pretended, oh, I was knocked out, but my kid was kidnapped, and there was 3 things that were a red flag for me. It was, okay, why would you take your kid into a car with somebody you don't know, right? Then all of a sudden you miraculously get punched in the face and knocked out where you don't remember the exact hours where your kid went missing. And there was one other thing, it's just not in my head right this second. But as soon as I saw that, I go, oh, she did it. And then a couple hours after that, she's arrested. So like I tell all of you guys, logic and common sense and, you know, intuition based on logic can get you a pretty good answer sometimes. It's not always right, but, you know. All right. Well, anyways, let's see. I am going to stop the live right now, and I'll be back on around 9. And Marie's going to come on and do some body language analysis of the interrogation footage of both the boyfriend of Crystal and the brother of the boyfriend. Remember the brother who called the boyfriend in the middle of his interrogation to tell him to stop talking, and then he got fired for interfering with justice, basically. All right. Okay. All right, everybody. We will see you on the back 9. All right. Yeah. Until next time, everybody, be safe out there.